There is one thing that all these nurses getting fired have in common.
We have an update on the healthcare worker that went viral for dancing on her patients' heads.
Every time he used the bathroom, his hemoglobin came out. And the time he coughed, he hemoglobined.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
Do not film at work.
Okay, I know that these give you cancer. People always ask me at work how I keep my skin so clear, and I just, while I'm at work every shift, I find that I don't break out.
This is so good. Hello, I'm Salem, and welcome to my commentary channel, where we take serious topics and dissect them in a not-so-serious way. Today's topic, the absolute crazy, unhinged world of healthcare, wellness, and medical influencers and TikTok.
People are horrified with this plastic surgeon on TikTok. Oh my god!
I love energy drinks, even though they make me so anxious and my doctor told me not to do it, but no one tells me what to do, so I'm gonna drink it anyways and face the consequences of my own actions. Anyways, hello everybody, it is me, Salem, and welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? The beginning of this year has felt like it's been 5 years long, okay? I am already tired. Just fast forward to like 2028 already, like that is if the world lasts that long. Shout out to everyone who is surviving out there right now. We're in this together. I have been gone for like an entire week because I was like, this too much. So I took a little breaky break, and on my break, I was just really busy, you know, taking naps, playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Butters, you said you're on your computer all the time.
Yeah, but I'm playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
And even with my week off, girl, it's been a mess. Everything is a hot mess right now. Avocados are gonna be like $10 million. The only good thing that happened while on my break was that Kendrick won 5 Grammys for Not Like Us in his album.
Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Imagine your diss track being so legendary that it wins you 5 Grammys. Nah, because it's absolutely wild that everyone started to sing the part of the diss track where Kendrick goes A minor. If I was Drake, I would just never show my face again.
Oh, call declined. Embarrassing.
Guys, let this be a lesson that being the bigger person gets you nowhere. Continue hating, continue having hatred and villainy in your heart, because you too can win 5 Grammys for being the ultimate hater. Speaking of hating, I got something to talk about today that I've been hating on. Oh my... It boils my blood. Y'all really needed me, so I came back, you know. Something was calling me back onto YouTube. See, even then, I'm allergic to the bullshit that's been happening while I was away, you know? But thankfully for you guys, I have the cure. But you know who doesn't have the cure? These damn TikTok healthcare workers.
Every time he used the bathroom, his hemoglobin came out. And the time he coughed, he hemoglobined.
Now, if you guys haven't seen my last video, it is this one right here where I talk about how TikTok was temporarily banned for only like 1 business day, and then TikTokers came out thinking that the app was going to be banned forever. They started to expose their deepest, darkest secrets, and it was absolutely crazy. The app came back a day later, and then all of the influencers who exposed their lies thinking that it was going to be gone forever came back onto the platform to like backtrack and do apology videos.
Hi, my dumplings. I thought it was obvious that it was a joke. This is so awkward. It's like telling someone a joke and the joke doesn't land, or like no one thought it was a joke.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Now that the app is back and stronger than ever, not only have influencers gone crazy, but so have the influencers in the medical, healthcare, and wellness area of the internet also gone crazy.
Okay, TikTok, right now it's a video that's going viral of me, the healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
So this video is a video that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. Something just doesn't sit right in my spirit for so many healthcare workers, nurses, doctors, plastic surgeons, holistic medical people being on social media with basically no supervision or anything.
Okay, I know that these give you cancer.
We got plastic surgeons.
An Ohio plastic surgeon just lost her license because of her TikTok live. Dr. Roxy is being accused of botching operations on multiple patients after she live streamed part of their procedures.
We got ballistic people trying to tell people that the real reason why they're sick is actually not because they have a medical underlying problems. It's actually because you're in your masculine era.
What many people do not realize is that before PCOS manifests in the physical with acne, weight gain, it actually starts in the spiritual. And the reason and the root cause of PCOS is the spiritual subconscious belief of feeling unsafe.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Today drained me.
So guys, if you're out there right now and you're sick or you have a very serious medical diagnosis, it's because you haven't cleansed your aura, okay? The reason why this is a video I've been wanting to make for such a long time is because for those of y'all who don't know, I have PCOS. I actually was hospitalized for the longest time about 3 years ago, but I have actually put in so much work to restore my health through my own hard work, research, and help of doctors who actually cared about me. And actually, TikTok was a huge help for me, surprisingly. I know. Ironic because I'm literally making a video about it, but I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of advice on TikTok that was just...
I eat raw onion to heal.
It just wasn't giving, you know? It opened a whole world of basically deep, dark, disturbing parts of the internet in general, of people who kind of profit off of the fact that they have an educational background in some sort of healthcare profession. They mix it with social media and basically just are crazy. And I'm like, how is no one talking about this? Because guys, this is a side of the internet that is just like, I'm at a loss for words at how comfortable people get. Like, what happened to revoking people's licenses? I'm talking people who are fake nurses on TikTok. I'm talking unqualified medical experts giving y'all advice, HIPAA violations of people making story times based on their patients, unhinged plastic surgeons, and just the whole era of cosmetic procedure TikTok and how easily accessible that is for young people. Misinformation, dangerous medical advice, people who pretend to be nutritionists, dietitianists, or is that how you say it? Dietitians? Point is, they try to give you diet advice or even advice for my personal diagnosis, and they say the craziest stuff that just makes no sense. And the thing is, like, a lot of y'all probably follow these people or run into people like this, not realizing that they're like just straight up lying to you. And it seems like every single day something goes wrong on this side of the internet. Just recently there was a nurse who got fired for twerking on her disabled patients. We are doomed. And I'm sure tomorrow there's going to be another story of someone acting up because of this really strange mixture of social media with just healthcare stuff and just the wellness and health part of the internet. And the fact that I have a sister who is also on this side of the internet where she makes nursing content and she's also a TikToker, but she's also not crazy and she's actually super amazing, so go ahead and follow her. Having someone so close be a part of this realm and stuff I send her, kind of like, there's no way that this is real, and her telling me like, oh, that's a HIPAA violation, or her telling me that literally makes no sense. How is this person even part of the medical field, let alone is allowed to have a TikTok, is crazy, guys. And the longer that I am on healthcare TikTok or wellness side of TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, the more I realize this needs to have so much more awareness, because I know a lot of my audience also has PCOS, medical diagnoses and stuff, or are people who are just also on the internet and are unknowing that they're consuming this content. It's crazy. Like, we're gonna go on a deep dive thing. At this point, hoes be getting their degrees from ChatGPT, and honestly, we need to talk about it, because truly you cannot rely on advice from just anyone on the internet. So this is gonna be crazy, y'all. This video is gonna be educational, it's gonna be expositional, you know, like we're gonna be exposing the truth. It's gonna be emotional, and it's gonna be slimy, not clickbait. So get y'all's gloves and catheters, because we're going in deep. And also in this video I'm gonna have a special guest, so stay tuned for that. So get into PJs, get into bed with me, get a snack. I'm gonna keep drinking the thing my doctor told me not to drink. I think my heart rate's going up.
Sometimes I forget that drinking coffee makes me feel terrified for my life. And I'm like, oh, it's no big deal. but it is a big deal.
Guys, I'm scared. And let's get into today's video. Now, y'all know the drill. I gotta pay my bills. I've been gone for a week. So let's hop into a little ad read real quick, which is very fitting for today's video because even though all these doctors out here giving you random advice like putting tea bags up your ass, you won't find any crazy healthcare people if you just turn to ZocDoc. You know that feeling that you feel when you're like, something's not right in my body, like something's telling me that I need to address this, but I'm too scared to address it. You're calling around, you're stuck on hold, and everything just feels so overwhelming and impossible. I got you. That is where ZocDoc comes in. ZocDoc is a free app and website that makes it easy to find and book high quality in-network doctors. You can filter doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, who meet your very specific needs across every specialty, such as mental health, dental health, skincare, primary care, to even urgent care. And once you find the right doctor, you can instantly book an appointment. No more waiting like 2 years to meet up with a doctor who's just like, girl, you're fine, drink water. So I actually genuinely use it, and you should too. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and prioritize your health this year. Go to ZocDoc.com/Salem to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Salem. ZocDoc.com/Salem. Okay, so do you ever wonder like how brands explode overnight? Like one day you barely hear about them, and then the very next day everybody's wearing like schmaggy tops or whatever. Also, schmaggy doesn't exist, and you can make it exist with Shopify. Shopify makes it easy to bring your ideas to life. You can set up your store with no coding or design skills, thanks to thousands of customizable templates. Just drag and drop. Plus, their powerful social media tools let you create shoppable posts and sell whatever, wherever people scroll. And it doesn't stop there. Shopify helps manage the nitty-gritty like shipping, taxes, and payments, all from one simple dashboard. So you can just focus on the important things, which is growing your bank account and growing your dream. And with Shopify, your first sale is closer than you think. So why wait? Established in 2025 has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/Salem Tovar, all in lowercase. That's shopify.com/Salem Tovar.
Plastic surgeon in Ohio has lost her fight to regain her medical license after allegedly causing harm while live streaming her surgeries on TikTok.
Mostly dancing and lip syncing while at work, but people seem to be enjoying it because her account keeps growing and growing.
This is not okay. She's basically flipped my life upside down.
She blocked me on social media. I'm blocked on here. I'm blocked on Instagram.
You have a case on your hands.
Video discussion topic 1. Unqualified and unhinged. The crazy side of the dangerous healthcare experts on TikTok. Global healthcare and the wellness industry and just all of these things in general, also known as the wellness economy, is currently valued at $6.3 trillion. And you can really see that impact, especially online, with thousands and thousands of dietitians, nutritionists, holistic healthcare coaches, health gurus, doctors, people who promote whatever this is.
I eat raw onion to heal.
Content creators, influencers, and so much more online, promoting all types of products, remedies, cures, and answers to everyday users. I think it's really cool that people can use their platforms to make healthcare advice and wellness advice more accessible, since unfortunately healthcare here, where I live in the US, is not very, accessible.
Oh no, this is horrible.
What is it, doctor?
This man has no insurance. Extract the patient to the hallway. Stat!
Which is why a lot of people turn to online healthcare professionals for that, or people follow other people with the same diagnoses as them, the same health problems as them, or a sense of community, and to just come together to figure out how the hell are we supposed to stay healthy in this culture? Health, it's such a mystery, which is why the internet is so enticing to not only the everyday person who wants to become healthier or figure out what symptoms they're feeling, rather than turning to Google to figure out that you're gonna die in 3 days. The internet can offer a platform for people who are also chronically online and chronically ill. There is unfortunately a dark cesspool of people selling random products that don't work for crap, people giving terrible diet advice, people faking their credentials,
and the time he coughed, he hemoglobined.
And even AI doctors.
Here are 5 important secrets to staying healthy. Don't take your medication with cold water.
Cold water slows down the dissolution of medication and affects...
Or those viral chiropractors that I'm pretty sure dislocate all the bones of their patients every single time.
Feel that.
But also within this sea, the TikTok clout chasing healthcare workers who are looking for their viral moment at the expense of your pockets and your health and safety.
This is not okay. She's basically flipped my life upside down.
She blocked me on social media. I'm blocked on here. I'm blocked on Instagram.
You have a case on your hands.
Very often people will say that, oh, I'm a nurse and this is what I do and this is what I believe, when in reality, they're actually not a nurse. They just work at a nursing office. Or people will say like, oh, I'm a dietitian. I help people lose weight. When in reality, their dietitian license is funded by the same companies who encourage the American people to eat sugary cereals for breakfast because they are paid to give out that advice by companies like Pepsi and all that stuff. It's very interesting because just as we see in the real world, doctors and hospitals being sponsored by problematic, unhealthy, money-hungry, greedy companies such as Pepsi, we're starting to see that kind of trickle down into these influencer spaces where instead of these hospitals being sponsored by big companies, now these TikTok influencers and doctors are being sponsored by like stuff on TikTok shop, and people will buy it because the person's page is like, well, I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse, and will blindly trust that and just buy it even though it literally is the same exact version of, you know, real life people being sponsored by Coca-Cola and stuff in the real world. I mean, get your coin and stuff, I get it. I do believe like y'all can work with whatever sponsor you want, but I'm gonna look at you kind of weird if you're a doctor and you're promoting something from TikTok shop. The amount of mystery medical cures and products and tinctures and all these things on TikTok shop alone is so suspicious because literally anyone can sell anything. When I say anything, y'all, I literally mean anything.
These are called the BJ mints, guys, because of the amount of saliva you produce.
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is. What happened to that?
And that in itself does make people kind of like side eye a little bit, like, I ain't gonna buy that. But when you have someone who is a medical professional or someone with credentials with like 1 million followers to promote said product, it makes it look a little bit more like legit, but that doesn't mean that it works. You know what I mean? I do believe that like teas and supplements and all type of stuff can help regulate or manage symptoms and even benefit you, but it just feels wrong when someone is getting paid to promote it, because then it's like, do you actually think that this benefits people, or are you just saying it for the money, just as many doctors in the real world do? I mentioned in another video of mine very recently that there was this tool that a lot of people use in the medical aesthetic realm that literally caused temporary paralyzation of someone's face.
I'm tired of seeing this stupid Medicube Pro boosted device being promoted on TikTok and tons of people buying it.
And to me, that just shows not only to not trust everything that comes from these shops, but also you can't trust anyone who's promoting these things because you never know how it's going to affect you. There are so many good things on TikTok shop, and it's a really cool platform that gives a lot of small businesses and people's really good ideas an opportunity to get bigger and for people to make an income. And there are some detox teas and so many other things that are really cool and that do work that even I have bought. But the thing is that nothing is regulated ever. Anyone can sell anything and then anyone can promote it, and they actually get a commission when they do promote the product. So there can be a lot of gray in that area as to what is authentic, what works, and who is truly using it. And in the world of healthcare, where there are millions and millions of products constantly being sold to you as the cure-all be-all, snake oil, scams, things that don't even work are flying off the internet shelves more than ever. And unfortunately, a lot of healthcare people, holistic coaches, natural medicine hoes, and all type of stuff are like, I can make a quick buck, you know, get me at least a little bit of that $6.3 trillion industry in my pocket and promote it real quick with an affiliate link, and these bozos will never know. Another thing that is just crazy to me is a lot of people in this realm will straight up just violate HIPAA. Like some of y'all really be like, guys, story time on how my patient almost died. Like, y'all really saying all that? while doing your skincare and makeup. There is just something about the mixture of social media with these professions that makes people want to share too much, which is kind of like, I understand you do want to show the realistic side of things. People want to show how they're actually treated. So that I understand, but there's a massive difference between being real and showing the unfiltered part of your job and then just straight up dragging your patients.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What? My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil and you're still closed, fingertip.
But every 5 minutes, your
Excuse
family
me,
member coming at the front
Can I
desk
have some water?
asking for something else.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket?
Ew, this is so cringe. Guilty.
It is so crazy to me that people in these professions, even non-medical professions, will try to follow Gen Z humor trends such as the ick trend that happened a while back, where you talk about stuff that just basically make you cringe. And the trend itself was funny, but it just comes off as so harmful and mean, whose entire job is to take care of you, and then to say that taking care of you is an ick, especially at such a vulnerable time, being in the labor unit, especially if you're going through a complicated pregnancy. So imagine seeing the healthcare worker who took care of you calling you an ick. That is just so insane to me. And I know this video is actually pretty old, and all those women did face repercussions, thankfully, but it still doesn't stop the fact that this is still happening to this day, where people will talk badly about their patients or do TikTok trends. It's just so crazy to see how times kind of don't change. I will say there are people who know how to do this properly, such as Dr. Yoon, who is absolutely hilarious. He's a plastic surgeon, and he's actually really big on TikTok because he makes really funny videos, but does it in a tasteful manner. When it comes to plastic surgeons on TikTok and stuff, bro, I swear, I'm not gonna lie, they be making me hella laugh. Like, Dr. Miami, his team is hilarious.
Oh my god, my Shayla.
However, even in this field, it can become super problematic. Behind the memes and the TikTok trends and stuff, people have said that Dr. Miami's work isn't the best.
Here's one of the issues with this. Board certified in what? In what? There's a lot of people right now that are doing plastic surgery and they are not board certified plastic surgeons. Make sure that your surgeon is a board certified plastic surgeon and nothing else. And if you look at some of the big plastic surgery clinics in Miami, some of their surgeons are not board certified plastic surgeons. So be mindful of that.
There has been like a rise of plastic surgeons who just star.
People are horrified with this plastic surgeon on TikTok. Oh my god.
Yeah, where people end up being botched because some patients are like, I want to look like this Snapchat filter, and then take it to a random surgeon, and then they end up hating their results and wasting thousands and thousands of dollars just because this surgeon went viral on Snapchat or TikTok. It's like these plastic surgeons and care more about clout and getting clicks over real patient safety and good results. The amount of times I've seen viral facelifts that scare the hell out of me, it's like, why the hell are you posting that? You posting that makes me not want to go to you. But you'd be surprised at what promotion and going viral and having millions of followers can do for you in your business, because people still go to these surgeons who clearly just want views over good results for their patients. Not too long ago, there was actually a plastic surgeon on TikTok who almost had 1 million followers who live streamed their surgeries on their patients.
So this TikToker, her name's Dr. Roxy, and she's a plastic surgeon. She has her own clinic. She's very successful. She really wants to relate to her patients. So she starts a TikTok account and starts posting, mostly dancing and lip syncing while at work, but people seem to be enjoying it because her account keeps growing and growing. She wants to, with her patient's permission, live stream some of her surgeries.
So if you want to get in the OR and see behind the scenes and how this stuff works.
And she does, and these live streams do really well for her.
A plastic surgeon in Ohio has lost her fight to regain her medical license after allegedly causing harm while live streaming her surgeries on TikTok. Wood noted a particular incident of a botched liposuction. The patient, who was live streamed by Dr. Roxy, needed emergency care after her intestine was found to be perforated after surgery. And she was previously warned in 2021 by the state medical board that it was wrong to live stream her videos.
That is a literal nightmare. Like, what? But also I'm not surprised because, again, the mix of social media and the power that holds can really skew people's intentions, work, and ethics. But what's so scary is that we're talking about the healthcare, general medicine, where patients' lives are in the hands of these people who are clearly valuing TikTok views over the patients' lives.
This is not okay. She's basically flipped my life upside down.
She blocked me on social media. I'm blocked on here. I'm blocked on Instagram.
You have a case on your hands.
They don't only make money off of these actual like medical advices and getting money from promoting stuff on TikTok Shop and stuff. Now they can get it from social media. And it seems like nowadays people are leaning towards more, how can I make my work go viral on social media? How can I get people talking about it? That it almost loses the medical integrity and their whole reason why they went into the medical fields to begin with, which is to help and treat people, to serve people. And the craziest thing is that there seems to be like no regulation online as to what people can share, promote, or say when it comes to these realms of the internet. That's actually kind of crazy, but it's also dangerous. It's dangerous that it's this accessible. In general, the mixture of social media, just the medical, health, and wellness industries can be so helpful, but it seems at this point, everything's just crossing the line. And at this point, I don't even know where the line is, okay? I don't know where it started and I don't know where it's gonna end, but who am I to say anything about this as someone who isn't even part of the industry? I'm just a consumer. I think it's time that we turn to someone who's actually part of the industry. Discussion topic number 2, behind the hospital curtains, healthcare workers, Clout, and TikTok. As you can tell, whenever the views are low for me, I gotta bring out the big guns. Oh, not guns, sorry, I don't mean to get demonetized. But, you know, this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about. First person that always came to mind was my sister Penny. And she is the person in our family where we send our rashes and our booty pics to and be like, what's this?
Booty pics? I don't know about that. My name is Penny Tovar and I'm a bachelor's registered nurse. My first job was in pediatrics and now I'm currently in inpatient rehabilitation. So we help to rehabilitate people who have had life-changing injuries. So amputations, strokes, traumatic brain injuries, spinal injuries, things of that sort. I really do love my job. Love taking care of people. I love making my patients smile and laugh. I am also on social media, so I feel like I'm kind of in the crosshairs of the things that you want to talk about, which is like social media and nursing.
Hella studious. Look at this studious ass food. Damn, this food's studious.
I always thought that you had the perfect mix because, like I said, it's a mix that can be so good but can go very, very wrong. I'm sure you know what I mean when I say very wrong.
I'm afraid you're gonna show me though. I'm scared. What are you gonna show me? I'm scared.
Girl, I'm about to show you the inner depths of hell. You know the 7 ring? The 7 rings of hell?
The 7 layers.
The 7 layers. We going down to the nitty gritty, okay? I feel like
Dante's Inferno.
Dante?
That was my first boyfriend in middle school. It was called Dante.
He fumbled. Whenever I talk about like social media stuff and everything, I always say that it can be such a good thing for awareness, spreading information that you may not know about. Like there's some stuff I really have learned from TikTok that I'm like,
I learned the correct way to poop and it has been life-changing.
I've also learned just natural remedies and like people who use like their background and Amari, please. She just called me a slur. Cancel her right now, guys.
Stop. My kid's Chilexican. She wouldn't do that.
She's a Mexican.
A Mexican.
There you go. I can appreciate when people use their education and mix it with social media because it's almost like information that you can't usually get.
Well,
that's qualified information, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the mix is still there of social media, so you get a lot of people who
like they don't understand that this is going out into the world.
Right. Like the hemoglobin lady. So
6-year-old patient on my floor who every time he used the bathroom, his hemoglobin came out. Anytime he coughed, he hemoglobined.
This is a whole conversation that I feel like I couldn't finish on my own, so I really wanted someone who is specified in both fields, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to show you some TikToks. We're gonna be reacting some TikToks and how messy they are. It's a whole deep, dark rabbit hole that I didn't even know about until you told me about it. And I thought it was so crazy. I'm like, why is no one talking about this? Like,
well, because a lot of people don't know. I feel like when it comes to nursing and medical stuff and like hospital stuff, I feel like people find it intriguing, but they don't really know the ends of it because they don't work in a hospital. That's why when you see like hospitals and movies and shows, I'm like, bruh, like the number one biggest thing that I'm like, no, please do not do this, is when in movies and shows, when you get a wound and they immediately put alcohol on it. I'm like, why? There's no need to do that. I promise you that kills healthy tissue.
So you don't use the power of love to heal a wound?
How they be hooking up in the med supply closet. I'm like, that's so unrealistic. You know, that med supply closet is like always somebody's in there.
Hold up, but didn't you tell me that
was nursing school? For a long time I was hesitant to put nursing content on the internet because it can be a fine line, you know, because you want to stay professional and you want to show pride in your profession, but you also don't want to overstep any boundaries that could create inappropriate perceptions.
So how do you feel about people who go viral every single day, who are part of the nursing field, medical field, like acting a damn fool online? Like, have you ever been like, damn, like
it hurts?
Yeah,
it hurts. A part of me that's a little inside because I'm just like, no, why would you do that? That like,
this is the first one I want to show you.
I'm scared. Okay.
Healthcare worker that went viral for dancing on her patients' heads. She's been arrested. If you missed my last video,
no, this is fake. I just realized the dude on underneath her.
Is he in a wheelchair? Oh my god, what is happening? You're going to hell.
Previously, her mother is the one that owned this healthcare facility, so I'm wondering if there will be any charges for her coming up as well.
So she's a caregiver. That's something that I want to say immediately, that I want to make it known. Something I've noticed is when there's a woman in scrubs online, people immediately assume nurse. And there's different types of nurses, okay? So it kind of makes me twinge a little. They're like, no, some people are gonna think that's just like a nurse, but that's clearly, it's a caregiver. And like they said, the mom owned this facility. So that's so disgusting and horrible. There are a lot of healthcare facilities out there that actually have very low standards of care. And people can do actually pretty horrific things and get away with it and not be held accountable legally. And yes, what happens, from my experience and from my knowledge, and this is also very widely known in the medical community, is that skilled nursing facilities, as well as other healthcare facilities where there are elderly people, the truth is there are just so many people there that they're burnt out, or they're there just to get paid. They don't care about the patients. Very low quality care, not a lot of safety checks. There's just a lot of really sus things that go on. Again, I'm just trying to be positive and say, you know, everyone's trying.
Well, being positive doesn't give me views, so
in my heart, I like to believe that, you know, people are trying their best to do their job. But the truth is, I have seen many people who I'm like, why are you doing this again? Dude, like, you should not be a healthcare worker. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? And I always tell my students, I'm like, please, if you do not like people, don't do this. Like,
well, in this case, she liked people a little too much. So I used to go to a health and bioscience high school, and I was shadowing to become like part of the healthcare, you know, force and stuff. And I tried it once and I was like, oh my god, this is not for me. Like, I would fight back with patients. Like, I would throw hands, like, for real. Like, what you mean they're gonna call me a slur and throw a pudding cup at me? I'm trying to save you. Like, it's just crazy to me that people will go into the field knowing damn well that they would do stuff like this and like think that it's okay, when clearly like it's not, you know?
Yeah.
This is our second one.
Okay.
I literally just saw a TikTok of a young nurse do her med pass. She was wearing a long sleeve crop top and her scrub bottoms, but her belly button was out. The way my management would have sent me home.
Yeah, me too.
Or wrote me up.
Mm-hmm.
Or made me wear those boxy blue hospital scrubs.
So what does your profession have against slayage?
We're not there to slay. We're there to work. In healthcare, you do not want to slay. That is the opposite. When it comes to the cropped long sleeve, that's genuinely like a contamination hazard. I wear a long sleeve with a scrub top on top. I don't like to expose my skin because, again, there's blood, saliva, vomit. My last patient I took care of, he projectile vomited like 3 times. That's just like standard precautions, wanting to decrease your surface area that is exposed to contamination.
Oh look, there's you.
That's me.
There she is. Let me report real quick.
Shut up.
Everything on TikTok when it comes to social media, everyone wants to look all cute and stuff. Like, they want to go viral, they want to look cute while doing their work. Like, I find when it comes to the mixing the social media aspect with profession aspect, no matter who you are, they always try to look good doing it. And the thing is, like, I get it. Teacher talk, bro, it's the same thing. Like, there's no way that you can wear a mini skirt and a tank top to teach. And it's nothing about like slut shaming or any of that stuff. It's just there's time and place. Speaking of violations.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We're going to be starting the procedure. Do you have any questions? No? Okay.
Okay, first off.
Hold on. Someone said catheter, please.
Bruh. That's wild. That room is not an ICU, okay? That is like the most...
That's a real skeleton with a Donald Trump mask, okay? You're just jealous.
What is that?
You're just jealous, like...
Clearly, this is a room that she's renting to create this content, okay?
Call Bill for the 100th time. Yo, nurse. You the woman of my dreams. Cool. You're the dude of my nightmares.
We deal a lot with harassment, sexual assault, just really inappropriate behavior because of the historical sexualization towards nurses. I myself have been harassed by my patients. There's nothing sexy, y'all. I'm wiping butt. There is caca, there is pee-pee, there is vomit. Like I said, it's one thing to create NSFW content for a living, and it's another to exploit that where other people are dealing with that in real life. It's like what you said earlier of like, heck no, my patient calling me a slur and throwing pudding at me. Like, yeah, that's a real thing we deal with too. Like, that's just part of nursing. And I do feel like nurses in general in the nursing field, we do struggle and encounter more assaults, more abuse, more harassment than pretty much any other field. And I feel like it's also been normalized because it's a female dominated job. Because it's like, oh, comes with the job. We actually had this male patient on our floor who was being really inappropriate. He had touched one of the other nurses and the CNAs. And actually, we got a doctor. Unfortunately and fortunately, we had to get a male doctor to stand up for us because he was not listening to us. And he did. He's a great doctor, the one on our unit. So he actually talked to him and said, hey, you need to respect these ladies. They're just trying to do their job. And he stopped. But I'm like, dude, it took another dude.
Even though you guys are just as qualified.
Yeah. Like we're like multiple women saying, can you stop?
And you're taking care of
and
them.
He didn't
That's
listen
crazy.
to us.
The entitlement is crazy.
Being a Latina nurse, I definitely have a more unique experience. One, multiple times people have assumed I'm the CNA, not the nurse, which low-key I was like, that's a little racist. But also, I had like one older guy. This is when we had to wear masks during the pandemic. And he told me, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Can I see your face? Can you take your mask off? So I just made it as a joke, right? I took my mask off. And he goes, wow, yeah, you're beautiful. What are you? And I told him I'm Mexican. The disappointment in this man's face. When I was a nursing student, they introduced me to a patient I was going to take care of. And they said, oh, this is Penny. She's going to be your student nurse today. Is that all right? And he goes, well, can she speak English?
Bro, what the hell?
Yeah, that was one. And another time, I had this patient. I had a patient who asked me to hold his wiener because he needed help peeing. And he really needed me to use both hands to stabilize so that he could pee.
The way I would rip the weenie off, like, bro, like. And see, when I hear you talk about like just like the real dirty, dark work of the nursing world and just the healthcare world in general, you don't see that on TikTok. If anything, the number one thing that I see all the time, oh, the money, do it for the money. The money. That's such a huge category on just the medical healthcare stuff in general. I don't see anyone say anything about what they do. Like, I've literally seen people be like, I don't even know what I do, but I make $48 an hour, which explains a lot as to why there's so many mishaps of not only people romanticizing the job.
Oh, I make good money, but also everything I just dealt with, I'm telling you that I that comes with nursing.
But the cute little get readies with me, don't talk about that. And that's why it's super misleading. No, it's super misleading because a lot of young people will look at content like that and they only see the money aspect of it and the romanticization aspect of it, which a lot of influencers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, whatever, TikTokers do this a lot, where they will only show the nice side of things, mislead other people, and then when the people want to do that, they're like, I'm not built for this. And then that's when you have these mishaps of people twerking on patients, doing it just for the money. It's gotten worse throughout the years because of social media. Like, bro, you cannot tell me that hoes ain't gonna get their degree from ChatGPT from now on. Like, bro, have you seen the meme? Have you seen the memes where people are like Gen Z doctors be like, they take out AirPod. Yeah, fam, you cooked and put AirPod back in. When I was making my video on Nurse Hannah, which again, if you guys haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. Basically, it's this nurse on TikTok who is a mommy vlogger mixed with a nurse content creator. And the stuff that she would say, not only about how she treated her kid and stuff like that, which was crazy. Bro, the stuff that she would say about like how she would do her healthcare work as a nurse and stuff. Even I, who have very minimal knowledge of the healthcare world and stuff like that, even I was like, and I would always send you the TikToks because I was like, there's no way that this isn't like some sort of ethical violation or something.
But it is. That's why she got reported to the board of nursing multiple times.
I got on shift at 3 and every single person's MAR was in red. You want me to take over your MAR when everybody's in red? Absolutely not. You're gonna finish passing all those meds until every person's out of the red. I'm not taking over for you, taking over those patients, taking the keys.
That's kind of the culture of nursing that people criticize of like it's a dog eat dog world, every man for himself kind of. It can be that way sometimes, but it cannot be that way with you and your team members because ultimately we're all working together to take care of these people, and some days are hard. Like there was a day where I wasn't all red and I was crying. I was having a panic attack because it was hard. Some days are just really hard. And there was every nurse on that floor that I floated to, because I was floating that day, were so kind and so helpful, and they stepped up and they helped me. And yeah, it's really sad to see another nurse perpetuate that kind of attitude, because it's like, dude, if we just helped each other, we could just get it done. I just want to be very clear that I am not a mean nurse, okay? Anyone who has worked with me can vouch to that. Anyone
Did I really tell you that you were too happy?
Yes, one of my patients told me that I was too happy and too positive and to turn it down a notch. So WOC, we don't really have the resources to be able to go for things like a bachelor's in nursing. It's a lot harder, right? We have to go through a lot more obstacles. So when it comes to the trope of the mean nurse, I think first off, the negative voices will always be the loudest in any space. So there's that to consider, right? Because I know tons of amazing, sweet, great nurses that I'm like, wow, they're awesome. I want to be like them, you know? But I think for people generally who go into nursing, they do tend to have a more privileged background from my experience, from who I went to school with. Like I told you, like that one girl that would constantly wear Tiffany everything to her. Yeah, she would like wear Tiffany stuff, and she would constantly brag about how rich her husband was all the time. And I'm just like, girl, okay, then why are you working if you're still rich? But anyway, for the people that come from those privileged positions to pursue nursing, you know, I think with that can carry this attitude of, you know, entitlement that we see in people like Nurse Hannah. And that's not to say that they all necessarily come from a place of privilege, but I just feel like there's that to consider in the big puzzle piece of the mean nurse. And I also think it's a generational thing. I personally did experience bullying in the workplace from a much older nurse. With the older nurses, kind of the whole eat their young kind of culture. Unfortunately, that is a thing as well in the nursing world. Yeah, there was just definitely a good handful of people or more when I was in nursing school. I'm like, why are you being a nurse? Why are you here? Like, you should not be, like, I would not hire you. So, you know, it happens.
A lot of like people just medical field on TikTok will either be super helpful and everything, right? And then there's people who romanticize the crap out of it. And then there's people like this who low-key just tell on themselves. Like you said, the fact that she has been reported twice to the board of nursing is crazy. Like, third strike and you're done. And I feel like because it's happened so often, people who do make educational content, stuff like that, they get kind of roped in with people like that who twerk on their patients, who do all this crazy stuff and everything. And like, no matter what they do, they're seen as like, oh, you're gonna get a strike too. You know, something similar happens to you even though you didn't do anything.
So the story time of how I actually got in trouble with my work for one of my videos. But here's the thing, it wasn't a bad video. It was actually a really inspirational, nice video. And I even talked in the video, I said a lot of people complain about being a nurse, but you know, I love it. I'm very grateful for it. It teaches me, helps me to be better, helps me to practice patience, whatever. So it was really genuinely a very positive, nice, uplifting video talking about how I love being a nurse. And then I get pulled in by one of the reps, one of the administration reps that we have, into the office and goes, so we have received a complaint from HR that you posted a video on social media. And I'm thinking immediately, like, I've never posted anything bad. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've never violated HIPAA, like all these things. Essentially, I had violated a policy of simply filming while I was at work. That was it. Yeah. So the policy was that I could not be filming while I was at work, and I had filmed while I was at work. But they literally even told me themselves, like, we actually loved your video. We thought it was beautiful. We thought it was motivational and uplifting. Thank you for speaking well of our, of our profession. But I mean, technically you did violate policy, right? And they even told us, like, you're not in trouble. It's just we got an HR complaint, and, per protocol, we have to, confront all the complaints of HR. I was like, oh, okay. But I was hella crying. I was crying. I know. I was shaking. I was like, please. I even told them, like, please, like, I love working here. I love my job. I don't want to leave. Like, and they're like, no, we love you too. We love having you too. That's not happening. Like, calm down. It's okay. It's just someone complained about it to HR, and we have to confront it per protocol. To this day, I don't know who it was that reported me. That's wild. So here's my final summary opinion conclusion of nurses on TikTok. Number one, just because somebody's wearing scrubs does not mean that they're a nurse. In fact, I've noticed a lot of people will just buy scrubs and a random RN badge or whatever else kind of stuff from Amazon and just be wearing it and make content with it. So don't immediately assume that they are nurses. Check their bios, check their usernames to see if they have their license there, right? Like if they're an RN or an LPN or an LVN or a CNA or a PA or an MD, check for that. Hi. No matter the job, no matter the field, no matter the place, the negative voices will always be much louder than the positive ones, unfortunately. So all I can say from my personal experience is my coworkers are great. They're great nurses. They're kind. They're collaborative. They make great team members. And I always try my best to do that as well on my end to help my co-workers, the CNAs, the RNs, and to be collaborative. And I always like to make my patients laugh. I like to make them smile. And please believe that there are people out there that love their jobs and love taking care of their patients. And my third point, follow me. My name is Penny Tovar on all platforms. I'm an educator, I am a nurse and a special needs mom, and that's what my content is all about. So check it out. Thank you. This was a little bit of a mess, but thank you. Yeah, this was really messy, but it's okay. You know what else was a mess? The damn nurses we reacted to. Well, pretend nurses, but anyways. Social media can be such a powerful tool for community, for information, for accessing things that isn't always super easily accessible. You get to hear people's journeys and their stories on how they overcome things, and can be so comforting and so insanely educational. But with the rise of clout and views and like this culture of just like going viral for the sake of going viral, it's no longer affecting influencers who do makeup stuff. It's starting to affect medical, health, and wellness platforms and influencers too. And that just is so dangerous. And you can definitely tell that there has been a rise in the last couple of years of healthcare people and wellness people who are truly prioritizing clout over their patients' information, problems, and health, which is like the whole reason why they got into the sphere in the first place. It's giving a new pathway to a whole list of people who are just more interested in giving bullcrap advice for the sake of views than to actually help real people, saying the craziest things that will not work, which completely crosses the line of education and then just spreading misleading information, trying to benefit their own pockets, and just doing stuff like this for the sake of going viral. And the reason why it bothers me so much is because healthcare and wellness is such a vulnerable thing. It's such a vulnerable thing. You're literally putting your health and life in the hands of someone who's supposed to care for you and fight for you. And it can be so overwhelming, especially with people with medical anxiety. I definitely have medical anxiety. That it doesn't help that there's now a rise of people like this, that I'm now like, oh God, are these the same people that I'm gonna put my health in the hands of now? There just needs to be more regulation online with this type of stuff and this type of content. And I really do believe that there should be people who are assigned to overviewing these people's content personally and kind of case by case, because then you get people who truly do want to educate and spread awareness, and they do have a good balance
representing, being someone who makes social media their job and makes medical, healthcare, and wellness part of their job, who are educated in this area, get kind of roped into people who are doing all these crazy things online, and it's not fair to them. There are so many people online who have an excellent balance of medical advice, promoting actual products that they have tried themselves, people with amazing stories. But unfortunately, I feel like as social media has gotten more crazy within the last few years, those voices and platforms get drowned out by people who are just looking to make another headline. Because healthcare isn't very accessible here in the US, a lot of people do turn to influencers and social media for their advice and trying to get their symptoms figured out and all these things. That it really sucks when people in this realm take advantage of that to sell someone a cheap product or to say things that aren't true just for views. This is why it's so important to verify credentials before following people's advice. This is why it's so important to research the product that people are selling you, even if the person themselves seem like a trustworthy person. I've seen people sell out so quick because of a price tag. So definitely still do your research. And to the people who are in the healthcare world and they also want to mix it with social media, there are ways to do it properly. I don't want this video to come across as every single person in the medical field who has a TikTok is evil, because obviously that's not the case. There is a lot of really good representation out there of people who have a really good mixture of not only educational content but also funny content. You can still be funny and be educational at the same time. I definitely don't want people to watch this video and be like, so you don't think that people who have a serious profession should be funny, so is humor a crime now? Did I say that? No. Anyways, there's a huge difference between actually being funny, participating in Gen Z humor and also TikTok trends, and then just being downright like malicious and horrible.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
And violating so many rules. I will say, because there has been such a huge rise of people violating like not only TikTok terms of service, but like they're violating like the basic rules in their own jobs. It almost feels like people who do have a good mix also get in trouble because they just get roped in with everyone else, such as, my sister or the plastic surgeon I showed earlier in this video, Dr. Yoon. He was also being investigated for making a joke.
I am currently being investigated by the ethics committee of one of my major medical societies. Before I get into what I'm getting investigated for, I want to take a second to defend myself. As a physician, my #1 goal has always been to give my patients the best care. As a content creator, I've always had 3 goals. #1 is to make you laugh. #2 is to encourage you to improve your health and hopefully your life. And #3 is to empower you, especially my female followers, to not let anybody tell you what you should do with your body, specifically plastic surgery. So this is the video that has me getting investigated.
Oh my God! Sharkeisha!
The person who lodged this complaint is a man who claims that I am encouraging violence towards men. For this, I'm being investigated for unprofessional conduct. Now, in response to this, I need to say that I would never promote violence. Violence is never the solution. This video was made as a humorous video. And to the person who lodged this complaint, I have to assume that maybe you told your girlfriend or your wife that she needs to get in bikini shape and get some work done. And I assume that maybe she told you after watching my video, no. And if that's what happened to you, I need to let you know from the bottom of my heart, mission accomplished, jabroni.
And at first glance, maybe it could be seen as an off-putting, dark, humorous joke, but his whole thing is that he's very anti-males telling women what to do with their bodies, because it's very common in the plastic surgery realm for a lot of women's husbands and partners to be controlling and will put their 2 cents in, like, make sure you make her implants even bigger and stuff. And he stands up against that to protect his female patients.
To my female followers, do not let anybody tell you that you need plastic surgery. That's a decision that only you should make for yourself, not for somebody else. Now, I love the societies that I'm a member of. I respect and admire all of my colleagues. But if that video gets me kicked out of a society, honestly, I would rather be on an island by myself, encouraging and empowering women to take control of their own bodies, than be silent in a crowd of people who thinks that a man telling a woman she needs to get in bikini shape is okay.
Because there has been so many people who kind of make the whole mixture of being in a professional field and mixing it with TikTok and using it for bad, it kind of derails and takes away from the opportunity for people to raise awareness in their own respective healthcare fields, make light of issues that they face a lot within their own field, and just all around try to make the healthcare realm seem a lot less anxiety-inducing, scary, and unrelatable. That's why it's so important for these health influencers and wellness influencers, doctors, and everything on TikTok and Instagram to really keep that in mind when making content, when having a platform. Some people do want their content to be more serious. That's fine. Some people want their content to be a lot more funny and make people more comfortable with their field, which is fine too. But I think something we can all agree on is if you make your content in order to scare people health-wise, in order to sell people fake products, if you're faking your profession and just all of that, it just comes off as super predatory, which is why mixing being an influencer with a real-life profession can be so dangerous. It's like the lines between expertise and entertainment just start to blur. What begins as a way to like educate can very quickly turn into a motivation to get more engagement, likes, and views in viral moments, which replaces real medical integrity. And then the pressure to be relevant online not only can inflate their ego, but it makes them a lot more focused on their personal branding than their actual patients. And when clout outweighs care, the risks aren't just ethical, they're just straight up dangerous, because as we have seen in some very rare but also horrible cases, like the fact it can even go there is terrifying in itself, where some doctors and plastic surgeons will deliberately, purposefully harm their patients to go viral, to have more followers. If you want to play a character, if you want to be funny, if you want to be crazy and wild, I think that's valid too. What I'm about to say is something that not only do these healthcare workers need to find a good balance of, but also anyone who mixes any profession or their outside world with the online world. You need to learn how to separate your online persona from your real profession. Keep your job and your social media very distinct. Don't let social media fame interfere with your real world responsibilities, your patients, credibility. No one should have to suffer because of your content creation. All I know is that at the end of the day, healthcare should be about helping people and saving lives, not chasing views. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched the entire thing, comment down a duck emoji down below or your favorite animal to let me know that you watched the entire thing. And if you did watch the entire thing, you get an internet hug. Bring it in, bud. Bring it in. I know this video was a little bit more in a serious tone. Usually I'm like really quirky and goofy. It's because this topic is one I've been thinking about making for such a long time. It's one that's very near and dear to my heart. It makes me feel a little squishy and vulnerable because of my past of having medical issues. But guys, remember to like and subscribe. Press the notification bell right by the subscribe button so you guys get notified whenever I make more messy and fun videos based on serious topics. Make sure to comment down below what your opinion is. Do you think that many of these people should get their license revoked? Should there be more regulation? Do you not really give a chance? Let me know in the comments down below. Just keep it cute, keep it cordial. Y'all know the drill, okay? If you guys want to hear more about my PCOS story, make sure to follow me on Instagram at _Salem Tovar_. I'm trying to make more content on social media regarding my PCOS journey, and I would love for you guys to be on that journey with me. If you guys want to take my voice with you while you're doing laundry or taking a shower or whatever, you guys can actually listen to my podcast version of this YouTube channel at the Salem Tovar podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, basically anywhere. You can listen to past episodes of things you probably haven't even seen yet. So give me a follow there. With that being said, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Sure to drink some tea and don't drink whatever I drank earlier because I think I peed like 30 times while making this video. And remember, don't follow people who don't have your best interest in mind, for real. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. It's an Ariana Grande note.